know how the economics was born? Let me tell you. A long time ago, there was a village named Economica. The peoples of the village were very happy. They were spending a happy life. They have fertile lands for cultivation and rivers for fresh water. One day, their elders meet at a place to discuss the conditions of the village and to discuss the steps for the further upliftment. One of the individuals told that I am seeing from last few years our population is continuously growing, but the resources which have are limited and fixed. So in the near future we are going to meet up with the problem of scarcity. By listening his conversation, the next individual replied, it means that the villagers are going to face new problems. Now they can grow rice or wheat, but not the both. They have to choose between rice and wheat. And they also have to create new employment opportunities like fishing and construction, etc., because as the lands are limited, so it don't have much capacity to provide the employment to all. So we have to move towards new employment opportunities for our coming generations. And one more problem is that they could give food elderly or spend in young workers to get more returns. Means the elderly population is just mere consumers. They can't do works, they just consuming. So they have to choose, either they have to spend in their consumption or they have to spend on the young workers who will generate more returns in the near future because they are more productive. If we will spend in their health, in their physical capacity, in their mental improvement, so they will give us return because they are more productive. But the elderly population, they are just consumers. If we will feed them more, they will give us nothing in the coming future. By hearing this, the third individual replied, how can we divide the food among the families? Because all are not equal. Some are more hardworking while some are leisure friendly. They just want to sit and rest, and for the rest of the time they can grow few crops only. And some of them are not growing at all. So we have to distribute these crops equally or as per their hard work. And one more problem he discussed is that should we eat up all our harvest now or we have to save it for the near future or the bad times when it is not possible to cultivate new crops. So all these conversation which they had discussed can be summed up in one statement. That is, what is the best way to use our limited resources to meet unlimited wants? In a nutshell, we can say that from the now from that time to now, the economy is trying to answer this one question: how can we use limited resources to meet up with unlimited wants? How can we use limited resources to meet all the population wants? How can we use limited resources to maximize our satisfaction? How can we use limited resources to create social welfare for all? So economy is about only this problem: how can we utilize these limited resources to meet up with unlimited wants? Because where their resources are not limited, the economics will not exist there. Economics is the child of unlimited wants and limited resources only. So this question gave birth to the economics. As per Gestalt psychology, a whole is greater than sum of its parts. A whole is always greater than sum of its parts. Why I am telling you this quotation? Because after diving into the concepts of microeconomics, I want all of you to prepare yourself for them. So before breaking it into half parts, we will go through the entire economic structure once. After that, we will break it into micro and macro and we will discuss to the micro parts. It will give you a better understanding. Okay. Now, what are the principles of economics? Principles of economics are 10, but it is divided into three broad categories: how individuals will take decisions, how individuals will interact, how in economic as a whole work. Now, how individuals will take decision. What are the individual decisions? As a consumer and as a producer. As a consumer means, if I am a consumer, I will decide that what should I consume and how much amount of that commodity should I consume. And as a producer, if I am a producer, I will decide that how much I have to produce and what should I produce. This is the decisions of the individuals. So first of all, we will discuss about trade-off. What is trading off? Trade-off is the something that we have to give up to take another thing. For example, in our previous example, the individuals who were deciding to grow rice were giving up wheat, and those individuals who were deciding to grow wheats were giving up rice. It means there is a trade-off. They can't go together. If rice will rise, then wheat will fall, and if wheat will rise, rice will fall. If an individual is deciding to grow wheat, he should give up rice. This is trade-off. There is a trade-off. We are trading off means we are giving up that commodity. Opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? It is very important concept in the microeconomics. Opportunity cost, the cost of next best alternative. It is the value of a good in the terms of goods foregone to choose it. From our previous example, let me tell you that for growing rice, what is the opportunity cost for growing rice? What did we give up? If we are growing rice, it means that we gave up wheat. So opportunity cost means next best alternative. Next best alternative. So what was the best alternative of rice? That was wheat. So wheat is the opportunity cost for rice, and in the case of wheat, what is the opportunity cost? That is rice. If any individual have to choose between two occupations, let it be doctor, and if he is a doctor, he will get 50,000 per month. Let's suppose 50,000 per month. And if he is a teacher, he will get 30,000 per month. So obviously he will choose to be a doctor because it pay him high. So what was the opportunity cost to opt for doctor? Next best alternative was teacher. For him the next best alternative was teacher. So the salary of teacher is 30,000. So the opportunity cost to be a doctor is 30,000. He gave up this 30,000 to be a doctor. And one more example, that if someone is choosing to study instead of doing any job, if you choose to study instead of doing any job, it means the opportunity cost of studying is 10,000 because that job is paying you 10,000. And if you choose to study instead of doing that job, your opportunity cost for studying is 10,000. We always looked opportunity cost in the next best alternate use which we did not selected. Okay. Our next principle is that rational people think at margin. So here two concepts arises. First is rational people and next is margin. What is rational? Who is a rational individual? A rational individual is that who always take right decisions. In the case of consumer, he want to maximize his satisfaction. He will choose such consumption bundle which can maximize his satisfaction, and as a producer he will produce such a commodity which can maximize his profit. These are the traits of a rational individual or rational people. Now, what is marginal? Marginal always means additional or incremental. In further microeconomics, you will study about marginal cost. Marginal cost means additional cost. Marginal profit. Marginal profit means additional profit. And marginal revenue, it means additional revenue, and furthermore. So, marginal always means additional. What additional return we get? So here in this example, this is production, means anyone is producing something, and this is income, he will receiving this income. This is his marginal cost, what he is spending more. For example, in the first commodity he spent 10, next he spent 20. So what is the marginal cost? Marginal cost is 20 minus 10 equals to 10. Additional cost is 10. Firstly, his marginal cost, his cost was 10. Then for producing one more unit, he spent 10 more units. Additional 10 more units he spent for the production of the second commodity. It is his marginal cost. And in the case of marginal benefit, firstly he get the benefit of 100 and next 250. So additional or marginal benefit here equals to 250 minus 100 equals to 150. In the first to second commodity he get marginal benefit of 150. This is the concept of marginal. Marginal means additional. So now what the rational people do? Rational people always takes right decisions, means they want more benefits and they want less cost. So for them the favorable condition is that when their benefit is more than their marginal cost. Their marginal benefit is more than their marginal cost. This particular individual will produce up to that case where the marginal benefit will be higher than marginal cost. Look here, what is the marginal cost here? 10. Here also 10. Here also 10. And here too it's 10. Here in case of marginal benefit, it is 150. Then 300 minus 250 equals to 50. Now additional benefit he got equals to 50. Now further benefit of now 330 and 335 only 5. In this case, look here, marginal cost equals to 10 and marginal benefit equals to 5. Now his marginal cost is greater than his marginal benefit. It means he is facing losses. He is not getting benefit as per his requirement. So rational individuals always think at margin. They are not considering the total. Here total is greater than 330. Total is 335 and here is 330, but he will always look at its marginal. So we are always considering the marginal concept in case of rational behavior. Now look here, what is here? How do individuals respond to incentives? How do individuals respond to incentives? Incentives is something that motivate people to act. Look, when prices are high, our consumption is low. We are not consuming much of that commodity. But when price is low, our consumption is high. It means that it is the price which is motivating us to consume more or consume less. So price here is incentive. Okay, price is here incentive. So they are telling that when price of apple was high, we were not able to afford more, so our consumption was only 1 or 2 apple. Our consumption was low. But The producers were getting high prices, so they have benefit, they were producing more. Producers were producing high. But when the price of apple fall, now it is affordable, we are consuming high, but its production declined because producers are thinking that it is not beneficial to grow apple because its price is low. So it is an incentive which helps the consumers and the producers to take decisions whether they have to grow more or whether they have to consume more, etc. Okay, now here our second aggregative principle is that how do individuals will interact, they come in contact with each other. The first one is trade. Trade is the broad form of interaction in which countries exchange the goods in which they have specialization. Means all countries do not specialize in the all products because some have more rice, some has more gold, so which have more gold will transfer to this country which have more rice, and it will transfer rice to the countries which have more gold. So resources are different in different countries, they have different type of specialization, so they are interacting with each other to trade. Next form of interaction is in market economy, where there is no government role and demand and supply are the main forces for the regulation of economic activities. It's only demand and supply forces which consider the entire economic process. It we will discuss in detail in our coming chapters. In our third principle, government intervention become necessary. Means when demand and supply fails to handle the market, then it's become necessary for the government to interfere. After that, our last aggregative principle is that how the economy as a whole work. Ability of a country to produce goods and services means the standard of a country is determined by its ability to produce goods and services. The more goods and services it can produce, the less goods and services it has to import from others, means import will be less, and more goods and services are here, it will export to the other countries, its income will be rise. Okay, so it is we can say that the ability of a country to produce goods and services is favorable factor. Next is printing too much money resulted in inflation. If there is too much money in our economy, means the central bank issue too much currency, it can cause inflation. It is macroeconomics concept because an aggregative level, so we will discuss it in macroeconomics. Up to here we will discuss only some brief explanations only. Okay, short run trade-off is we are giving one to gain other. What is trade-off here in inflation and unemployment? Look, if the amount of currency is too much high, then employment will rise. Then what will call? It means unemployment will fall, but inflation will also rise because too much currency cause inflation. When unemployment fall, then inflation rises. When inflation fall, means now government is spending less and it is producing less currency, inflation fall, then also employment opportunities also fall, then unemployment will rise. There is negative relationship in unemployment and inflation in short run only, not in long run. So for it is enough for today. Next we will discuss in next class. Thank you.